All right, guys, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Welcome to another day. It's July 8th on a Thursday, 2021. Let's talk market, shall we? All right, so the markets are tanking this morning. Even yields are down. Let's take a look at it. The Dow futures are down 484 points. NASDAQ futures down 200. S&P futures down 58. Crude oil continues to slide. I thought we were going to get that break. 77 was my target. We got to 76.98 of all things. That was my take profit. Literally 77 overnight, and it fell. Nothing you could do there, man. That's the brutality of trading sometimes futures, but whatever. I took an L on that one. Gold is up 0.70%, 18.14 an ounce. 26.14 for silver, slightly green. Let's take a look at euro dollar, up 59 pips here, 118.50. Dollar yen is down 91 pips, 109.69. I haven't seen that kind of move in a long time, so that says a lot. Remember, when the yen, if you're looking at the yen and the yen is strengthening, that's usually a risk-off move. So again, usually with high volatility, VIX is up. The Japanese yen is going to catch some bid. Same thing with the Swiss franc. So again, dollar yen would be a short if you're expecting more volatility, for example. The dollar index is down 0.28%, 92.38. The 10-year, wow, it's below 1.3. Again, we know that if yields are falling, what are you looking at? You're looking at financials to fall with it, right? So let's take a look at JPM real quick. JPM, because it's the largest bank in the world, the United States, excuse me, that we trade. And let me see if I can bring this up. Again, JPM breaking down below 151.38. I'm looking for some opportunities, possibly looking at 148 for some puts. There wasn't a lot of volume on banks, so again, I haven't traded them. Really only, since this has been a short week, only thing I did was 3 regular signals. The trade, we got them. We have one open, and then we had 3 unusual options activities, which we caught, which was nice. So again, I'm going to take away this alert here because it already broke, so it doesn't really matter. I'll take a look at JPM for some puts, but let me go ahead and give a perspective here as we continue. Again, we have soared all-time highs 7 days in a row for S&P. If you held on cash the past couple of weeks, let me see if I can get you the data, because I just read it, and it was actually a really good one. I had it here. Let me see if I can find it. It was a really good stat, and I wanted to read it. Where was it? Jeez, and I had it too. Make sure I read this for you. Okay, I want to read this one piece here. God, I wish I had this ready, but I just totally forgot to get it. So I had it here. I had it here. I had it here. I saw it on Twitter, and it was great too. Guess it's not there. Okay, so there have been divergences for the past 3 weeks. If you went to cash 3 weeks ago, mind you, 3 weeks, 21 days, if you held just cash, not invested, you missed the S&P rising 2.4% and the QQQ of 5%. So again, this is nothing new. Does it mean the world's ending? No. Again, I think I have to repeat myself every time the market takes a little bit of a pullback. Keep in mind, guys, the S&P is only down 1.34%. If you're looking at S&P futures, we're really just 60 points, 60 handles off all-time highs. I don't think this is a time to panic at all, but this is an opportunity, absolutely. So I've always heard from people, oh, I want to get into the dip, I want to buy some names, but when the dip comes, they don't do it. They don't do it for crypto, they don't do it. Again, everyone just wants stocks to go up, which I understand, but again, guys, there's supply and demand. Obviously, we have the Japanese with the COVID, they're locking it down again. So again, a little bit of fear there. Obviously, with the Olympics ahead, I think it's in 2 weeks. Japan's going to be locked down. They're not going to have fans in some events. So again, it's going to be one of those things that some fear comes out. But that's an opportunity for a lot of people. So what I would do today, looking at the market, so I'm going to look at either the option side, I'm going to look at the investment side. The option side, I'm definitely looking at QQQ today because I believe that we will bounce anyways. Again, I expect July to be very strong. For the mega cap so far, that has been correct. So we're right here on the 200-day moving average on Qs. I'm going to be watching that. If it does stay above that within the first hour of trading, which is right around 10:30, 9:30 to 10:30, then I'll start looking at possibly the 358 calls or possible 360 calls for a trade. But again, I have to see the volume as it comes. Keep in mind, guys, short weeks are really weird, especially with same week expiries. So you just have to be careful. So again, look towards next week, look towards the week after, look for that volume. But I would not trade anything for this week. Again, that is a killer. So you just want to be very, very careful. But again, I'm looking at Qs for a possible long position here. I'm also looking at JPM with yields falling. Again, I possibly would target probably like 148, 149. Again, when it comes to the banks, kind of keep it tight. Again, you don't have to go full out of the money like an Amazon. Again, they're not that expensive. Goldman Sachs, another one. I'm expecting that to continue to fall, possibly 355s or possibly 357s if you get a shot. Citibank broke support. Maybe you can take a look at the 65s as well. But again, guys, it's all based on volume. If we don't have it, there's no demand for your options. Don't buy something you can't sell. That's so important. I really tell people a lot. Don't buy something you can't sell because then the spread gets wider. So for example, if you buy DD, for example, or whatever, some really weird stock that doesn't have a lot of volume, then your spread, your ask and your bid are going to be very wide. So again, let's say the ask is at $1 and the bid is at 85 cents. Right when you bought it, right away you buy the option, you're already down 15% because the spread is not tight enough. So again, you want at least a penny or so to be tight. So Apple, Tesla always have tight spreads, SPY, Qs. But you buy, whatever name, some weirdo name out there that you try to trade, some penny stock or some weird name that you're trying to trade in the options world, those spreads are going to be really wide. For example, I was looking at Salesforce.com CRM for a possible trade, and the spread was really wide, and that was enough for me not to do it. So again, you want to always make sure that the bid and ask are nice and tight so you can actually get some profit out of it. Again, just don't buy something unless yours is an investment. You want to buy something so you can sell it for a higher price. That's usually what we do here, right? So with that being said, now you're probably saying, well, Carlos, the dip is here. What's on the menu? What are we looking at? Well, again, that really depends on you. What are you looking to do here? So for me, it's pretty simple. What I want to do is look at my core holdings. Definitely Apple. Probably not. Obviously, I'm not looking for that kind of move. Again, if we get down to below 137, maybe, but it's my largest holding anyways. Google could be interesting, but again, needs a little more, maybe 25, 34, if that. I have not bought a position in Google. I would be happy to buy some, but again, I think they're going to get rotated out a little bit, maybe 23.47, if that. Again, I really want to get a good price, so I'm going to leave it at 23.47. Possibly if, well, you know what? I'll move it to the 50-day moving average. So again, if it does hit, I will probably buy some Google here because I don't own it. But again, if you're looking to add to company or add to your portfolio, look at the companies that have great balance sheets that have done doing excellent. Amazon has done well. Apple has done well. Google has done well. Let me see what some other names have done well. PayPal has done well yesterday. They're actually on the move. So again, it really depends on what your portfolio looks like, what are your goals and everything like that. Again, these kind of moves, these kind of days, 500-point down days, 200 points in the NASDAQ, that's an opportunity for you to possibly look and add some to some stocks. One name in particular that stands out to me, especially when everyone's freaking the hell out, is Alibaba. Now, everyone is always asking about it. I love Alibaba here. I'm definitely going to go ahead and buy right below 203.84, so I'm going to go and keep adding here. Again, I love the stock long term. I really do. A lot of Chinese stuff with IPOs and tech companies and regulations, that's fine. But BABA is extremely profitable. They're a well-run company. I want to own it for the long term. I'm willing for this to go subside. I don't care. Because it's the same kind of movement that you got from Facebook with the Cambridge Analytica situation with all the controversies, excuse me. And then what happened to Facebook? It freaking soared. So again, if you have a long-term perspective, that's what you want to look for. So again, I'm going to be looking at Alibaba for a possible buy, add. So I just wrote that down on my whiteboard. Alibaba is one to add. So again, that's just an example. But again, everything else is really up to you guys. I don't know what your goals or risk tolerances. Again, everyone's different. But Alibaba is something I'll be watching today. All right, let's answer some questions. Good morning. Yeah, JPM, I just went over it. Hey, good morning, Ari. Good morning. Are you expecting to pull back the last few days? Not really. This will probably last a day, if that. This will last about one day. I would say maybe worst case end of the week, but that's it. Target price for Amazon, I mean, I just want to own the stock, to be honest with you. So I'm looking at the stock long term anyways. Again, 4,000 is more than likely going to happen before 3,000, obviously. 4,000 is definitely going to be in focus. I don't know if it hits it the third quarter, but I do believe it hits it at the end of the year, 4,000. Good morning, Carlos. AMD bounces. There was some unusual option activity on the 92s. Yeah, I don't have it. What are your thoughts? Right now, no, it did break below the 200-day. Maybe it does tap 85, 84, and then we could bounce a little bit. But AMD is a solid name. I want to own that long term. Of course, I want to add more to that. Let's see what we get. Palantir, love this name long term. It is a growth name. Again, some sideways action. We know the drill, and some fall here. Again, all you're talking about. This is basically just like Amazon, which Amazon lasted about 8 months. From February all the way till now, for another 4 months, we've been stuck in a range between 20 and around 28. Let's just say. So again, if you go to the bottom part of the range, maybe to the 20s, then around 18, I would probably add some more. I love Palantir long term, so I definitely want to add. Buying any long term today? Yes, I will be shopping today. Should we be concerned about Alibaba and paying attention with the unit? Nah, I'm not worried about that. I want to own Alibaba long term. It's always some kind of thing. Unless missiles start flying, I'm not worried. Is a sell-off due to Fed meeting minutes? No, it's not. It's due to crude still going down. That's a big deal still. And again, the Chinese IPO market is kind of spooking the market, and the Japanese Olympic stuff. So again, it's a good old-fashioned take profit and sell off. That's all it is. Really doesn't need much of a big deal on it. Yes, the VIX is up 27%. That'll come back down, definitely. Do you see gold as a hedge or stay away from metals? I own gold, actual physical gold. I just don't own GLD. Do I think it's a hedge? I mean, it protects your money, sure. It could be a small slice of your portfolio. If you're into gold, I always say this: have a really small slice of it if you like. I'd rather own dividend stocks over gold any day of the week. But again, if you like jewelry and that sort of thing, that's totally cool. If you like collecting coins, that's fine. I've owned some Barrick Gold, which is the gold miner. I sold that for some profit with Investment Club, so cool with that, but I don't own any more gold other than physical coins that I have. So again, I don't really mess with it. It's in the safe. Who cares? For trading gold, I would say just stick with futures on that one. GLD, it doesn't price action doesn't do well, and plus the volume is shit, to be honest with you. Airbnb, I bought shares, and again, it's been tanking, so no big deal. Again, I love it. It's the future of hotels, the future of hospitality to me. Again, we're just opening up again. So let's see where's an opportunity. For me, it's 121.50. If that hits, I'll be buying. I'm looking at NASDAQ futures for a possible long position as well. NEO has battery day tomorrow. I have calls. Obviously, it's been taking a hit. Chinese name, obviously a growth name. It's pretty much on the target for everybody. It's now at 43.55. I love the stock long term, so again, I'm not really worried about it. I'm waiting for a break of support of 30 on the daily to add more since I own shares. But other than that, I have calls for next week, so I'm willing to hold it. Let's see what battery day has to say for tomorrow. Maybe we bounce, maybe we don't. I'm willing to hold it. Can you purchase VIX as just an indicator? VIX is an indicator. You can buy VXX or VXY. Big different things. Good time to buy long-term SPY call and options here. I'd rather you just, again, unless you see something unusual, I think you just take that money and buy stocks that you want instead. Just my opinion. Obviously won't buy now if you can. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I wouldn't buy VIX here. Good time, BA level to add. Let's see. On Boeing again. One of my good names, I still own that. I did not sell it at all. Even though I know there's going to be a rotation out of industrials. Remember I talked about that. 215.21 is my level. Again, it's just $10 away. Once that hits, I'm buying. So again, this is an opportunity, guys. Change your mindset here. Again, this kind of red, you should be getting the wallet ready because you just hit 5 times all-time high. 7 sessions, all-time highs in a row. NASDAQ's been on fire. We know, remember I talked about the sectors. I talked about how tech is going to start booming in the third quarter. Growth is going to start taking over. What has fell? Industrials has fallen. Energy, I was a little more bullish, but again, we didn't break that 77 level. I think crude will bounce back slightly. If it doesn't, if crude does continue to fall, then that just really confirms the move out of value. That means the Dow is going to keep going down. And then as you're seeing the 10-year treasury below 1.3, it might go to 1.2 exactly. If that hits 1.2, I think that hits the bottom of financials. I would probably buying some more. I'd buy some JPM and I'd buy some Goldman Sachs. 1.2 is really your support on TNX which is a 10-year yield. That's what I track. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the 10-year on the daily. You could see really that 200-day moving average is actually a small gap to fill. That's really the level that it's over. So right at 1.203, that's where I would say pretty much it's over. Could it break? Sure. I don't think it will. I think 1.203 is the level right there where the gap is filled on the daily. We should bounce there. If we don't, then we're probably going to get to 1.0, 1%. If that happens, then financials are really going to take a hit and value's going to take a hit. And again, then tech will definitely benefit from cheaper borrowing costs. But again, now we're getting back to rates being back to where they were during the throes of COVID. You know, that's not a good look either, because that's a really flight to safety. Everyone's still buying bonds. So again, it kind of gives the Fed an excuse to taper, sure, but again, at the end of the day, keep an eye on it. Again, TNX, 10-year yield, 1.203 hits. I'm looking at financials to buy because that would be the bounce level for me. That would be your pivot, let's just say. Entry for NQ, I like it here. It's right at the 200-day. So again, it could be interesting. If you bought it here at 610, you could possibly get a quick 200 points. But the question is the RR worth it? So again, you'd have to probably put a stop loss at 14,450. If you did a 14,450 stop and put a 14,800 TP, you're probably at a 2-to-1 risk ratio. Not terrible. I like the setup, but I think Qs are going to be a little more of a better play, especially for options. Again, nothing against futures, but again, I like QQQ here. I'm possibly going to go long here to 358, 359, maybe 360. Volume withstanding. Let's see what we get. But again, guys, I'm seeing a little bounce here. I'm not saying we're going to end the day green, but again, this is an opportunity. Start looking at the names you want. Start writing them down for possible dip buys. Amazon is not there enough for a dip buy. Apple's not there yet for a dip buy. Facebook not there yet. Google not there yet. But again, possible some other names. I know it's a meme name. You guys, I don't own AMC, but AMC has tanked. So again, if you are the type where you think AMC is going to be the future of movies or whatever, then AMC is probably a good buy for you. I don't own it. I don't recommend AMC. I don't like meme names as investments. Trade, sure, by all means, but to invest, no. But again, see there's an opportunity there for you. Let's see here. BABA, good level to add. Let me go ahead and bring that up here. So again, TNX, you want to add that alert there. Let's take a look at Alibaba. Alibaba, my alert was 203. So this morning, I will be adding more Alibaba. Right around 202. If I can get a 200 price, I'll take it. I'll be happy with that. IWM, again, with rates falling, IWM is affected. They're full of energy names. They're full of financials. Again, that is affected right now, especially with the falling of oil. So you could see again to the bottom range here. Right here, you're starting to tap that trend line. 220 would more likely be support. So again, I don't own IWM, but if you're planning to trade it, I would wait for 220. And Blink, again, another growth name, I own it. So again, I'm waiting for a bit buy level of 25. I still love it long term. I'm still bullish on EV. How about this for those who are looking for a dip buy? How about some Tesla? Again, it's not at my level yet. I'm waiting for a little less, possibly 600. If I can get to 600, I definitely would buy here. I would want a little more. Actually, 583.23 is that fib level. So let's go ahead and place an alert. 583.23. I'll put 583 here. Where's this at? 583.23. And again, I love me some Tesla. So if that does break, I'm definitely buying. So again, I have my little shopping list. Nothing crazy because we've moved up so high. I actually bought some more stocks for my dividend portfolio. I just added to it. I didn't do anything new. But really, BABA is the one I want to focus on. That's the one everyone is really just like really shitting on, let's just say. And those are the names that you really want. I don't want the names that everyone's going crazy for, right? Not to be contrarian, but again, you want to find names that have been beaten down that everyone just thinks they're left for dead. Again, Alibaba's been there before, Facebook's been there before, Tesla's been there before. So again, something to watch. Again, if you don't buy it, that's up to you. But again, I'm buying it today. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. SPXL, I believe that's a triple leverage ETF. I'd be extremely careful with that. Again, try not to get too cute. If you're just wanting to own it, that's fine. If you're wanting to trade it, it's not much volume. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a great rest of your day again, guys. don't freak out. We've seen this so many times. I've heard the end of the world has happened nearly 9 times this year and about 30 times last year. And what happens? Our life is still the same. Nothing has changed. Again, I've heard it. Biden's president, the world's going to end. Nothing ended. Nothing ended. There's an insurrection at the Capitol. We're going to be at war. There is no war. We're fine. We're going to be fine, guys. I apologize that, if you're that bored and you want the end of the world to happen, it's just not going to happen, all right? It's going to be the same thing every day. You get volatility back and forth, but you got to take advantage of it. So, again, obviously don't buy something that you can't afford. Don't go all in on anything. Make sure that it's a right investment for you that you're looking for long term. Pick the right names. Best things for core holdings are names that are companies that you actually consume, that you actually use. Do you shop at Target? Do you have an iPhone? Do you use Verizon Wireless? Do you like Sony PlayStation or whatever? Do you buy some Sony? Again, be smart, use your head, and this will pass, of course. Down 492, not a huge deal. This is an opportunity, if anything. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. Cheers, guys.